We have a softball Hannity interview that Elon still had to babysit Trump through as, the real president. So let's jump into this with our fact checks ready. So make sure to like the video. It helps us out a ton, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
He figures he does think differently. He thinks he has a better product.
Yeah.
And as long as he has a level playing field, he doesn't care what you do, which
Exactly.
is very, he's told me that.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't asked the president for anything ever.
And
It's
if
true.
it comes up, how will you handle it?
Well,
He won't be involved.
yeah, I'll recuse myself if it is.
If there's a
conflict.
conflict, he won't be involved.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want that, and he won't want it.
Right, and obviously I'm getting a sort of a daily proctology exam here. It's not like I'll be getting away from something in the dead of night.
Except for the fact it's a direct conflict of interest for a man to audit something that he makes money from. So doesn't make any sense off right, but there's also been multiple direct showings of how this conflict of interest will play itself out. He fired the exact FDA workers who were investigating his Neuralink company, citing performance reasons. However, when you looked into it, you saw that these workers had just gotten excellent performance reviews in the weeks prior. You can't write this stuff. Like, he actually went after multiple agencies that were directly targeting and opening investigations into his multitude of companies. He's also ignoring the ones that pay him. But yeah, guys, this is definitely actually about waste and finding corruption, and not just about cutting the agencies that investigate billionaires so they can elicit more control over our economy. And Musk might have practically lied about every finding and firing he's done so far, but we can still trust him, guys. But we can't trust, like, I don't know, Rachel Maddow, because she said Russia, even though multiple convictions came from that. A Senate investigation confirmed it, and Trump himself admitted that his son did it.
All we're really trying to do here is restore the will of the people through the president. And what we're finding is that there's an unelected bureaucracy. Speaking of unelected, there's a vast federal bureaucracy that is implacably opposed to the president and the cabinet. And you look at, say, DC voting, it's 92% Kamala. Okay, so we're 92% Kamala. That's a lot.
They don't like me here either.
I think about that number a lot. I'm
Yeah.
like 92%. That's basically almost everyone.
Yeah.
And so, how can you, if the will of the president is not implemented, and the president is representative of the people, that means the will of the people is not being implemented, and that means we don't live in a democracy, we live in a bureaucracy.
I love how openly unintelligent this man is, but his words are like crack for people who can't critically think. First off, Trump is doing a multitude of things that he never even promised on the campaign trail. The idea that it's still the will of the people, despite them not knowing it would happen when they voted, is just insanely dumb. Trump is actually ignoring the will of the people who voted for him to lower grocery prices by instead focusing on invading sovereign countries and instilling billionaires in the government to solidify the establishment. But it's also quite literally just not how the Constitution works. I don't know if Elon's ever read that. He's trying to make a dictatorship sound good here. Is everyone catching on to that? This is what all the autocrats like Putin around the world say. Then they rig elections like MAGA did with voter suppression this time around and claim it's what the people want. It's, if they're doing the will of the people, they would stop doing Elon and Doge, as it's wildly unpopular among the people. Our government is structured with checks and balances. A 1.5% popular vote margin victory against a candidate running on 100 days is not a mandate to overstep that authority.
You're committed to rescue, you're going to help rescue next month 2 astronauts that I think were abandoned. They dispute that in an interview.
When are you
At the
getting them?
president's request, or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed kind of to a ridiculous degree.
They got left in space.
They've been there, they were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Biden.
They were
Yeah.
Yes, they were left up there for political reasons, which is not good.
Fox News has to be crack for stupid people. Why are they allowed to tell unmitigated lies with no pushback? The astronauts themselves said this wasn't true literally 2 or 3 days ago. They also have a vehicle docked at the International Space Station that could bring them home literally right now if they wanted to. They're staying because, by choice, by the way, they're saying by choice, because if they left, there would only be 1 astronaut left and there are still technical issues to deal with. This is why the astronauts themselves asked for a delay. SpaceX is funded through NASA, is being asked to assist with the pickup. The idea that, one, this isn't still just the government doing this, which was arranged under Biden, by the way, for Elon to do this and assist with them before the astronauts themselves then asked for a delay, It's the idea that it's like just Elon doing this out of the goodness of his heart to save the day and the astronauts is insane. SpaceX is a government subsidized company. Their work is the government's work. It's that simple. Elon is doing this because he is directed to by the government, who pays him billions of dollars to do things like this. And now he's lying about it every step of the way so he can get the financial gain and the political gain.